What up, YouTube family? It's your boy Caleb Malik, and today I'm tapping in. And today's video topic is about something that's very personal to me, something that I've been studying a lot lately. And I actually got this tatted on me when I was about 20 years old, and it's crazy that now it's becoming more and more prevalent in my life. And what I'm talking about is the word now and the power that that word holds. Because at 20 years old, I didn't really understand it the way I do now. But think about it, really. What time ever exists besides right now? For example, have you ever been to the future? Like, have you ever been to the future, came back, and you was still here now? It's not possible. Have you ever been to the past? Even the past doesn't really exist because, for example, you take 100 of your friends, y'all was at the big game. Y'all all had different seats at the game, but y'all all saw what happened. Y'all all saw the final score. Y'all all knew who won, who hit the big shot. But if you ask every person in that game, every person had a different seat. Every person had a different view, a different perspective. So nobody really remembers the past the same way as someone else. So does the way you remember the past even really exist? Because the past does not truly exist. The past is just a collection of emotions that you have attached to a certain idea. And you think, okay, around this time they did me like this and I felt this way. So that's why you can remember that, because of the emotional charge. But really, does the past ever exist? Can you go back to the past and then come back and be here right now? You can't do the past, you can't go to the future. So the only time that really exists is the present, right now. The only time you can take advantage of is the present. So let me tell you a story. This weekend, right? This weekend I got invited to a coaching showcase where basically it was a bunch of the top, high school athletes in the area. And I haven't even been coaching high school football that long, but my energy, my life, my just love for the game got me in the door. I got invited about a week and a half ago. So this weekend it came up, and I never get sick, ever. But Friday, I started getting this cough. Then the showcase is on Saturday. Saturday morning, I wake up with this wet cough. Like this shit, mucus coming up. Every time I cough, it felt like a balloon is inflated in my chest, inflated in my back, inflated in my head. I'm taking fucking aspirin. I ain't take pills in years. I'm like, damn, what the fuck? What is I'm going through, really? But on my lock screen, I got two phones. On the lock screen of both of them is a reminder of my 3 biggest goals this year. And one of those biggest goals, although it may not come this year, it will come because I don't have a time attached to it. I know it'll always materialize when I'm ready. Chill out. But one of my biggest goals, though, is to be a high school defensive coordinator. So putting that at the forefront of my phone keeps it at the forefront of my mind. So every time I'm lifting up my phone thinking, damn, I really don't know if I'm gonna go. I'm thinking about texting my coach, calling my coach like, yeah, I appreciate the invite, but I'm not feeling it. But then I look at my phone and I say, without being too specific, high school defensive coordinator. Watch out. And I think, damn, what would a high school defensive coordinator do in this situation? What would a high school defensive coordinator do right now? And right now, I felt like the high school defensive coordinator would be at that showcase. So I got my ass up. I went to the store. I got 2 Pedialytes. I downed them. I could barely walk. I didn't eat all day. But I'm at that motherfucker. I show up with great energy. I'm alive. I'm bouncing around. Boom, what do I know? One of the high school DBs that I actually been coaching lately was at the showcase. I had no idea who was going to be at the showcase. It was a bunch of DBs, bunch of athletes out there. He came up to me. I'm like, boom, okay, let's get it. I came to the showcase to really be like an assistant, just helping out the main DB coach. Ended up having my own complete DB group, installing my own things, putting them through my own drills, teaching them, coaching them up, everything, right? And one of the high school DB that been working with me ended up being in my group, and he ended up winning top 3 DB of the showcase. Now, why do I say that? I really don't do it for the recognition or for the applause that I got him there, because no. But if I say I'm all about the kids, that's what I do it for. I had no idea he was going to be there, but who knows? Maybe just him seeing his coach that he's been training with for the last 2-3 weeks, seeing him there gives him that little confidence boost, that little edge. Who knows? It could be anything. But just me being there helped him. It helped me. I got recognition from my head coach in the group chat. Great job. All this shit with other coaches telling me good job. I met some parents. I met some very high-ranking people, some good coaches out there. It was just a great experience. This was my first time doing anything like that. And what's crazy, I just decided I want to be a high school defensive coordinator about a month ago. a week after that, I became a high school defensive back coach. Because what had happened, I decided now. I didn't say, I'm gonna wait till probably when I'm done with this and I get my second property and I meet the woman of my dreams and then I'll probably try to go get into a coaching career. I said, fuck it, I want to coach, let's do it now. And next thing I know, it's materializing just like that. So I say that to say, the thing that's holding you back from materializing your goals or getting your prayers answered or however you like to, conceptualize it, the thing that's holding you back is that you keep looking at it through a future lens instead of looking at it as right now. That's the only way that you can collapse something from a higher timeline down into yours. Even though I say there's no such thing as a high frequency, low frequency person, there is a such thing as a high frequency energy. Meaning the highest speed that humans know of right now is the speed of light. Right? And that's how fast a thought is. A thought is as fast as the speed of light, even faster. But when something is solid, meaning like you can touch it, you can feel it, that means its particles are moving so slowly to us that we can conceptualize it as solid. So if you want something to conceptualize or materialize into your 3D realm, you got to take it from an idea and slow it down, bring it down to our speed, to our level so you can visualize it. And how do you do that? You can't keep looking at it as, when I get that promotion, I'll do this. When I get the right woman, I'm gonna start acting like this. Now, you can't wait because you keep talking about the future, but you can't go to the future. The only time you can live in, the only time you have experience with is right now. So if you change right now and you hold that frequency, meaning you continue new patterns, continue that behavior of a new person, of a high school defensive coach, defensive coordinator. If you start acting like that now, you will meet every opportunity, every person meant to bless you and push you into that reality. But you never get there if you keep putting it off. And if you keep putting it off, it's probably because you're a procrastinator. Procrastinators have, whether they know it or not, control issues. Because procrastinators always view the world as, I'll do it when it's time. I'll do it when I get there. I'll do it when I'm ready. When this happens, everything has to fall into place for someone to take action. And if it takes a lot for you to take action, it's going to take a lot for your goals to materialize. The only thing that can motivate you in this world is you. Because once you get to a certain age, especially as a man, it's really nobody out here pushing you. Even when you go to college, it ain't nobody, no teacher, hey, you gonna turn your work in? Holding you accountable? Are you gonna show up? Most classes don't even take attendance. So just to show you, the older you get, the more and more you have no one to depend on but yourself. And of course your circle, your friends, but they don't live with you. They don't live in that body with you, right? Your spirit is you. And the only way you can take full advantage of yourself is to act in the now. Stop procrastinating. Stop waiting for motivation. Motivation is fleeting, meaning motivation comes and goes. Happiness comes and goes. If I only can work when I'm happy, then I'm very limited, right? Because life is gonna throw curveballs at you. If I can only work when I have a full stomach, when I'm well rested, got 8 hours, then I'm very limited. I need to be able to operate in any time, any situation, in any frequency. And how do I do that? By start acting now. So if I could leave you with one thing today, I would say, and I got this from Bob Proctor, this is actually not even from me. I would say take your three biggest goals, even maybe just one goal. You got one big ass goal. Write it down on an index card, fold it up, and keep it in your pocket. Because how many times a day, as a man, do you touch your pocket, into your pocket, go for your phone, go for your keys, shit with my lighter? You always looking at your pockets, right? And so every time you touch that index card, you get a physical, a kinesthetic reminder of your goals. Because it's easy to have goals in your mind. It's easy to write them on your paper, but it's also easy to forget when you got a fucking ton of things going on in your life. You got a kid, you got practice, you got school, you got your business, you got bills, you got your girl, you got your pets. You got a lot going on that could take you and need your energy. They need your attention. So how can I continue to operate as the higher version of myself, as the millionaire, as the person with a happy relationship, as the person with that new career, whatever you're trying to obtain or materialize? How can I operate as that version of me now? Something simple, keeping this on you. Another thing, make a vision board. Put it not just in front of your bed, put it somewhere you see every day. Like when I come home, I really don't enter my bedroom until it's time to sleep. So my vision board will be right above my fucking TV. It's that important. I don't even watch TV. When I do, that vision board is gonna be a reminder. All right, you've been watching TV about an hour. Come on now, let's get to work. Because I gotta operate in the now, or it'll never be now. I'll never be the millionaire if I didn't start acting like one. I'll never be the defensive coordinator if I didn't start acting like one. And the thing about it is, when you make your goals, you really don't need a timeline. Because if you start acting in now, something that I've learned and plenty of people on the spiritual journey can attest to, God always blesses you sooner than you think. Like, as soon as you're ready, that blessing will come. As soon as you're ready. But the only way to be ready is to start acting like you've already been blessed. Start acting like you got everything you're praying for right now. Because stop praying asking and start praying commanding. Commanding yourself, commanding the God within you to act and operate a certain way. Because if I command the God within me to act like a defensive coordinator, I go to the showcase, and who did I see there? My defensive coordinator. So that's just a signal. That's a small signal that, yeah, if you want to act like a defensive coordinator, nigga, this is where you should have been. So it's just a small reminder that I'm doing the right thing. So I say, one, put your dreams, put your goals on an index card. Don't put any timeline on your goals. I know there's a lot of different methods about goals. That's just me. If you like SMART goals, you like timely goals, whatever. Me, my goals have no timeline. They always materialize. Second, get a vision board. Make your vision board and put it somewhere you're gonna see it constantly. Like seriously. And then third, kind of related to the vision board, is put it on your phone screen. Maybe take a picture of the index card, take a picture of your own handwriting in your journal, take a picture of your 3 main goals or 1 biggest goals and put it on your phone. Because I want to tell you, the average, I don't know the average, I don't want to lie, but I'm sure you pick up your phone at least 500 times a day. And you might say, hell no, bro, come on, that's crazy. Go in your stats, go in your settings, it will tell you. So imagine every time you pick up your phone, you get a reminder of who you want to be. You get a reminder of, hey, I'm that right now. So even if I didn't feel like it, even if my bank account doesn't say it, even if the people around me haven't reaffirmed it, I know in my mind, I am this right now. So then I start operating like that and watch. Before you know it, sooner than you think, as soon as you're ready, it will materialize.